All right. Thank you for joining SEO Basics for Authors by Tea with Coffee Media. I am Tyler Wittkofsky, the president and publisher at Tea with Coffee Media. I am here today to discuss with all of you authors out there the SEO basics that you should know whenever it comes to building yourself a website and building your books, titles and names, and how to incorporate that and make it the best possible optimization as possible. So what the hell is SEO? I know that's what you're asking. Ron Swanson's asking it. You're asking it. I'm here to answer it. Search engine optimization. That's what SEO stands for. So just so you know, it's frequently seen as a complex and perplexing concept. And for authors, it's just another rabbit hole of knowledge, one that feels never ending and difficult. But it doesn't have to be that way. Getting found online is all about performing things that Google likes. Google's primary purpose is to match web pages to consumer searches, and that's all. So rather than comprehending the numerous changes on Google's algorithm, the goal is to understand how search affects your website and how to use this to your advantage. So there's a couple different types of SEO that we're going to discuss today: on page, off page, and technical. Okay, but how does this benefit me as an author? You've told me what it does for a marketer, but what does it do for an author? Great question. It leads readers to your book. The most obvious answer is that when people search for your name as an author, your website appears at the top of the search results, or at least very near the top. In this manner, you may influence how people view your author brand and entice them to visit your website, follow you, and join your mailing list while buying your books. Getting found on Amazon and Google is a worthy objective for any author, and getting found entails understanding keywords and how sites might assist you in increasing your online visibility. So I threw out a lot of different terms. Now I'm getting ready to throw out some more. What's the difference? We've got on page, we've got keywords, tags, meta descriptions, URLs, content. We've got off page, link building. We've got technical, sitemap, schemas, site speed. And you're probably sitting here thinking, okay, he's speaking in an alien tongue here. I'm not. Understanding these ideas is critical for excellent SEO. Therefore, we've made them as simple as possible for everyone to grasp. We'll go into that in a little more detail in a few minutes, but SEO consists of basically three main steps: keyword investigation, creating great content that is keyword optimized, and obtaining links to that information from other websites that are connected. That's the basics of SEO. That's on page and off page. Technical is a little more advanced. We will talk a little bit about that, but not too much. And there are numerous ways to do all of those, but it comes back to these three simple ideas. Following that, we'll go over some particular ways you may use this to your author website. So, how do people find me on Google? That's the big question. The biggest way people find you on Google is keywords. Keywords are words, or more commonly, groupings of terms that internet users enter into a search engine while looking for something on the internet. When you say Google it, you simply mean type those keywords into Google and see what comes up. Keyword search and finding the proper keywords for their industry is something that many authors struggle with. But the goal here isn't to cram in a bunch of keywords that feel appropriate to you, but to dive in and uncover keywords that matter. You want to concentrate on long tail keywords, which are the actual words being entered. There are many paid sites that can assist you with this, but one in particular that I like is free. It's called Ubersuggest, and it's operated by Neil Patel, a really smart SEO person in the industry. One thing I like about Uber Suggest is that it provides more than just amazing keyword ideas. If you link your website, it will also provide some deep dive SEO suggestions. So when you start typing your terms, the simplest option is to examine Google suggestions and related searches. These 6 inquiries will assist you in getting the user's search objectives. So ask yourself, title. What kind of outcome do consumers expect when they search for these keywords? Is my title a good complement to the existing search results? Are there any synonyms or alternative sentences I should use? What categories, disciplines do you think the title might appear in? And is it possible for a user to ask questions that the title answers? Looking for keywords with at least a few hundred searches each month to make it visible. Long tail keywords will be less competitive, which means there will be fewer websites competing to rank high on the Google results pages for the search term. Use your desired keywords not only in your title pages on your website, as well. I like to use them sparingly through a website, not duplicating the same ones unless you have limited possibilities, but rather using various keyword strings on different pages. However, be sure you're avoiding using the keyword, overusing the keyword. Pure sequences of words are unpleasant for users to read and are actually punished by search engines. So now we get into a little more of the technical. I know I said technical is different, but the technical side of the on-page SEO. Or every page on your website should have a title tag. It is the title of your page that shows in the Google search results. Your title tag should always contain your keyword or some kind of variation of it, your name or something like that. Headings or H tags. These are the headings on the actual web page. So they're ranked in order of importance on the page. H1 is the most important, H6 the least. H tags create a structure for search engines and readers to quickly and easily understand the overall content on their page. Usually the H1 heading is the same as the title tag. It's the main heading that appears on your actual website page. There should only be one H1 tag. Your H1 tag should contain your keyword or a variation of it, such as your name, fantasy author, Connor Irving, who I am assisting with making a website now. He is one of our authors. He's got a great logo that he had made, and it says Connor Irving, fantasy author. And that's a great way to get people to search for fantasy authors and have your name show up. H2s will be the main headings throughout your pages. There will usually be a few H2s, and they should give a descriptive overview of the outline of the contents on your page. H3s are typically your subheadings under one of your main headings. H4s, 5s, and 6s not used nearly as often as what H3s and H2s are, and definitely not as often as H1s because everything has an H1. So you don't need to have your keyword in the H2, H3 headings, but these headings should reflect relevant supporting content to create the perfect answers to your keyword. I actually would have some keywords, at least in the H2, maybe the H3s, find a way to incorporate how somebody would search for something, and use that as your H3. H4s, 5, 6s for a little excess. Wouldn't really recommend that. But just keep in mind that when people read online, the first skim through the page, looking at the headings and images, and if these headings are showing them something they're interested in, they will read the section in more detail. So it helps to have lots of headings that describe each section of your page. The description is the description of the web page in the search results that tell you more about itself. Consider the meta description as kind of a preview of your book's homepage. The meta description is an HTML tag, and its content is usually displayed under the blue clickable link on a search engine's result list. Try not to use quotation marks. Search engines will cut off all descriptions that follow a quotation mark, but do include the media so that the user knows it's a book, manual, or reference. Repeating the book title is allowed and even recommended, but you want to make sure that your meta description is between 110 and 155 characters long. Your URL or your slug is the website address of your website page as it's typed into the web browser. Your URL is usually your exact keyword. So mine is tylerwittkofsky.com. Going a little bit deeper into URLs, SSLs are great. They stand for Secure Sockets Layer. This little padlock that's next to the URL in your browser when you're on a page, that this basically just means the information is passing over an encrypted connection between your website hosting and the website browser's device. If you don't have an SSL set up, go into your website hosting account and definitely do it. If you're not sure what to do, ask your website designer or hosting support to help. Having an SSL on your website is a great way to increase your SEO. It also makes visitors trust your site more because their browsing session is more secure. So basically, if you want to know if you've got an SSL, look for the little padlock in your browser. What about people getting to stay on my site? Yeah, that's a tricky thing. But, with this good amount of content, including blog posts, image tags, YouTube channels, things like that, to engage website. Your keyword phrases while adding fresh new content to your website. Google favors websites that aren't stagnant, and adding new content to your blog is a great method to rev up your SEO. While blogging can be intimidating for authors, let me say this: when it comes to blogging, less is frequently more. SEO best practices suggest publishing 2 to 3 pieces of new content every month. Now, once you've identified the keyword which you want to write, the first step is to explore the various subtopics within that issue. Blogging allows you to gather a variety of keywords and phrases that searchers are using and blend them into your own content. There's a strong chance you can improve your search rankings if you publish informative blogs, answer issues clearly and accurately, and appeal to visitors. Before you begin writing your blog article, you should create an outline. Open a Google Doc and begin with the post headings, going back to the tags that we were talking about, your H1, 2, 3. When publishing an article online, you should also always include an image, not least because photographs make your material more appealing when shared on social media. But the photos you select, the format, and the post can all have a significant impact on page rankings. It's just how it is with Google. Image size goes into play here. Page load speed is an important aspect in technical SEO. When you add large image files to your website, it will take longer to load. Before uploading an image, you want to make sure it's no larger than the maximum number of pixels that will be displayed on the desktop edition of your website. Save it with the lowest JPEG compression you can without sacrificing visual quality. Now, image tags are huge too, because if an image fails to load for any reason, the user will instead see alt text. It's critical to provide detailed alt text for your photos so that a user can comprehend what they should have seen, even if the image did not load. Tags can also be applied to websites and photos. This is especially important for blogging content, but if you use a consistent set of tags, Google and other search engines can detect which pages share tags and comprehend how pages on your sites are related. When it comes to search, YouTube is also second to Google. I propose posting book videos, book trailers, author videos, bits from author events, video interviews. There's truly no limit to what you can do with YouTube. Just keep it in mind that your videos in the description will be vital whenever it comes to search results. So let's link up. Let's talk about links. Let's talk about internal. Let's talk about external. Internal links are beneficial to SEO and Google rankings. When you include a link to another blog post you've published, you help the reader find another piece of useful content from your website. You're also informing Google that the post to which you're linking is about, insert your keyword here. If I like to post on author blogs you should read, and my keyword is author blogs, I might say something like, I recommend that you read an author blog listed below. This will assist Google in determining that this post should appear for the keyword author blogs. The ideal internal links to include are those that provide more value to the post by providing relevant connections to other information that the reader may want to check out. As vital as internal links are to your post, you should also include some external connections on your website. This is because using external links builds authority for the piece while also providing more resources to the viewer. However, it is critical to select the correct external links and not link to the websites that may outrank you for your term. It's also critical to ensure that your links come from credible sites rather than low-quality trash that could harm your post ranking in Google. If you're mentioning a beneficial internet tool, include a link to it. If you're citing a statistic or fact, include a link to the source. If you're mentioning an event or person, include a link to the event or the individual's page. And on the flip side of that, with external links, it also helps you to build your rankings whenever you ask other people to include your website link to your website on their website. So going to people and saying, hey, can I write a guest blog for you? And you link back to my website. Or, hey, I see you mentioned this. Here's how this blog can help reinforce your point. So being able to build external links that link to your website also helps build credibility in the eyes of Google. So let's talk a minute about the technical side of SEO. So schemas, sitemap, speed, mobility, things like that. Technical SEO focuses on your website's tech hygiene, such as ensuring that there are no error codes, that the website's quick, and that the domain is easily crawlable. Remember, faster websites, more Google likes it, easier to crawl, more Google likes it. And if you're interested in these videos or these issues, sorry, I would recommend looking into some videos of your own. If you're looking for a place to start, Google Search Central's YouTube channel is ideal for visual learners. But here are a number of recommendations for novices or persons who with a little bit less experience who want to gain some knowledge. So you want to ensure that your website has a functional sitemap. If you utilize a content management system like WordPress, you'll have access to built-in options like Yoast for creating these. A sitemap is simply a list of all the URLs you want Google to index. You want to create a robots.txt file that includes a link to the sitemap. A robots.txt file instructs Google crawlers on which page to visit and which to ignore. These procedures may already be a little technical for the ordinary blogger, so I definitely urge you to get some assistance from a website or marketing agency or Tea with Coffee Media to help you out in some of those more technical aspects. So that is all we have today from our presentation on SEO Basics for Authors. I want to appreciate everybody for tuning in. And if you have any questions, please feel free to message us on social media or email us at teawithcoffee@teawithcoffee.media and with the subject line SEO Basics for Authors. Thank you for tuning in.